Good morning, children. This is English for class 8. Once again, we'll have a recap of the story. Which story? Yes, the best Christmas present in the world. Slightly confusing, yes, children? So I'll do it again for you. The roll top. The author found a roll top desk in a junk shop. What is junk shop? A shop where old used goods are sold. It was in a bad condition but cheap. He thought that he could restore it. He would set it right. He bought it. He began to work on it on Christmas Eve. The letter. What's that letter? Where did he find it? He pulled out the drawers of the roll top desk. He found that these had been badly damaged by fire and water. The man who sold it had told him that it was very, very old, belonged to the 19th century and was made of oak. The last drawer had stuck fast. He had to use so much force to open it. When it opened, it revealed a secret space inside. And what did he find there? The author, in it, he found a small tin box. On the top of the box, these words were written. What was written? Jim's last letter received January 25th, 1915, to be buried with me when the time comes. Inside there was an envelope with the address, Mrs. Jim MacPherson. So that was written there, Mrs. Jim MacPherson, 12 Copper Beeches, Bridport. And what was the date mentioned there? 26th December 1914. Okay, Jim and Connie. The author read the letter. The owner of the desk must have put it in. The letter had been written by a captain of the English Army. His name was Jim MacPherson. He had written it to his wife Connie. A wonderful incident had happened on the battlefield on the Christmas day. And Jim MacPherson actually narrated, he described that incident in his letter. Addressed to whom? To his wife. Unforgettable moments. The English and the Germans were at war. The two armies stood in their respective trenches on the two sides of no man's land. Suddenly, MacPherson saw someone waving a white flag from the enemy's side. White flag indicates peace. Then he saw many German soldiers calling out to them, shouting to them. They were wishing a happy Christmas to the English soldiers. So what did the Germans do? They wished happy Christmas to the English soldiers. Some English soldiers shouted back, same to you. The English thought that was all. To their surprise, they saw Germans moving towards them. The captain was alarmed. He was shocked. It could be a trick, he thought, just to fool them. But it was not actually so. They were bringing with them German wine and canned meat. Now there were no rifles between the soldiers. They were hugging each other. The German officer moved towards MacPherson. They shook hands very warmly. Then the German officer said that he was from Dusseldorf and that he played cello in his orchestra. Cello is a musical instrument. He gave his name as Hans Wolf. In return, MacPherson also introduced himself. He said that he was a school teacher from Dorset. Okay, Dorset and Hardy. Hans Wolf smiled. He said he knew Dorset. In fact, he had never been to England. So how can he know? He read it in books. But he knew English. His favorite writer was Thomas Hardy. His favorite book was Far From the Madding Crowd. It was from there that he had learnt all about Dorset, but he did not visit that place. No. Macpherson shared with Hans Wolff the Christmas cake his wife had sent for him. Hans Wolff said that the marzipan was the best he had ever tasted. It was a wonderful Christmas party. Okay, now war or football? Of course it was football, not war. Then a soldier brought out a football. The soldiers played. Yes. So the soldiers played what? Football. Hans Wolff suggested that the world would be much better if the problems were resolved. How? By a football match. There would be no bloodshed there. Yes, instead of war. So, football was a better option. The celebration. After the football match, all the drinks and eatables were consumed. Now it was time to part. Hans Wolff saluted Macpherson and he walked away slowly and unwillingly. Unwillingly means he didn't want to. That night the Germans were heard singing a carol, Christmas carol songs. The English soldiers replied with a rousing chorus of another carol. So they also replied by singing songs. They exchanged carols for a while and then it was all silence. Macpherson wrote in his letter that he would treasure those moments all his life. That means those were the best moments, beautiful moments. The hope. Macpherson ended the letter hoping that the war would end soon. Both armies longed for peace and he was sure they would be together again. The burnt house. Whose house was burnt? Connie's. Having read the letter, the author put back in the envelope. He decided to give the letter back to whom it belonged. The address was of Bridport, Dorset. So, what did he do? He drove to that place. That means he went to that place. The house number 12 turned out to be a burnt out shell. It was burnt. It was found that Mrs. Macpherson was in the house when it caught fire. The firemen had got her out just in time. She was 101 years old, very old. Now she was in a nursing home. Now about Mrs. Macpherson. The author went to the nursing home. He met the matron. She told the author that Mrs. Macpherson was rather confused that day. They had put her in a conservatory. The author found Mrs. Macpherson sitting in a chair. Naturally, she looked up at the author vacantly. But her eyes lit up when he called her Connie and gave her the letter. He told her how he had got the letter, but she was not listening to him because she was so happy. She thought that husband has come, her husband has come, Jim. She was not bothered to listen. She reached out and took his hand. Her eyes were filled with tears, tears of what? Happiness. So happy. She thought husband has come back after war. She felt that her Jim had returned. She said that her Jim had kept his promise. He had returned on the eve of Christmas. She made him sit beside her. She kissed his cheek. She talked long and lovingly to him. She said that she had got the best Christmas present in the world. What was the present? That her husband had come. That was the best Christmas present. The best Christmas present in the world has beautifully depicted the moral lesson. It conveys that war and fight only bring sadness and humiliation all around the world. One should generally follow the path of peace for attaining happiness in the world. This chapter, The Best Christmas Present in the World, it conveys to students a moral lesson that war brings sadness and pain. Soldiers who fight a war and get killed in it lose their family lives in the process. Therefore, countries should follow the path of peace to attain happiness and harmony among the people in the world. Once again, children, the story in brief. Why am I doing it again and again? So that you understand the story. You know what the story is about. You have no confusion. And you're absolutely thorough with the story. The Best Christmas Present in the World is written by, who's the author? Michael Morpurgo. The story starts with the author making a decision about buying an old roll-top desk. So he decides to buy one. And where does he see that? In a junk shop in Bridport. It was in a very bad condition. Yes, so he thought he could restore it, repair it, and he brought it home. You remember, children? He started working on it on the eve of Christmas. He pulled out the drawers and all that. The last drawer stuck fast. He applied force and he succeeded in opening that also. Finally, the drawer opened. He found something inside. Inside the drawer, there was another small drawer. On it, there was a piece of lined note paper. Yes, and what was written on that? Jim's last letter. Received January 25th, 1915, to be buried with me when the time comes. Yes, Jim thought that he was going to die in the war. Inside the box, he found an envelope, and the address mentioned on it was Mrs. Jim MacPherson, 12 Copper Beeches, Bridport, Dorset. He took out the letter, unfolded it, and it was written in pencil with the date at the top. Date was 26 December 1914. So he found an envelope in that secret drawer. The author read the letter. The letter had been written by a German captain whose name was Jim MacPherson. He had written the letter to his wife Connie. Jim MacPherson had narrated a wonderful experience in this letter that had happened on the battlefield on Christmas Eve, just the day before Christmas. The British and Germans were at war. Yes, both the armies were standing in their trenches on Christmas morning. Yeah, someone from the German side started waving a white flag. White flag indicates peace, children, not war. Remember that. So, then finally what happened? They started wishing each other. Yes. Then they shared all the eatables that they had, the drinks and everything. The captain was actually shocked, alarmed, surprised. He thought they might attack them, but it turned out to be otherwise. They brought German wine, canned meat, so enjoyed all that. They enjoyed the drinks, they enjoyed all that they had with them, the meat and all that. They were hugging one another, celebrating Christmas Eve. So there were no guns, no rifles between them. In the middle of the war, they were trying to make peace. A German officer moved towards MacPherson. He shook hands. He introduced himself and all that. Yes. And he said that he loved to play cello. Then in return, MacPherson also introduced himself. Hans Wolff smiled and said he knew about Dorset. Actually, he had never been to Dorset, children. He had read about it in books. Yes. So, they shared all that they had with them, all the things for eating, for drinking, and MacPherson mentioned in his letter that this was a wonderful Christmas party because there was no war, no killings, no shooting. Suddenly another soldier brought out the football on the ground. So finally there was a football match, children. Yes. So Jim MacPherson wished if the problem between the two nations could be resolved by a football match instead of war. He said so because in a football match, no one dies. Yeah, children don't get orphaned, wives don't become widows, no killings happen. Finally, football match came to an end. The Germans won the match. Soon after, everyone had drinks and enjoyed the food. So Macpherson wished Dusseldorf and told him that they would meet again with their families. He left a gentle note that when the fight ends, they could all go back home, enjoy quality time with their family members. So Dusseldorf saluted and walked away slowly and unwillingly. That night, the German soldiers were heard singing Christmas carols, Christmas songs. They were enjoying. They were in a mood to celebrate Christmas. It's a festival of joy. Yes, festival of happiness. The English soldiers also gave them a rousing chorus of Wild Shepherd's War. That's a song. Okay, so while concluding the letter, Macpherson wrote to Connie that all those moments were the happiest memories of his life because there was no war, only celebration, no killings. He ended the letter with the hope that war would soon end and they would meet. So both the armies longed for peace and he would return to Dorset soon and they would be able to spend some time together. After reading the letter, the author put back the letter into the envelope. He decided to give the letter to whom it belonged. The next morning he woke up, he went to Bridport, he searched for that particular address, house number 12. He knocked on the door and inquired about the whereabouts of Mrs. Macpherson. But she was in the nursing home because her house was on fire, probably due to burning of candles. However, she was saved by the firemen and was admitted in a nursing home in Burlington. So the author went there, found Mrs. Macpherson, an old lady who was confined to wheelchair. She was 101 years old at the Burlington House nursing home. The matron offered him a mince pie to eat. It's a sweet dish. And he introduced himself to Mrs. Macpherson as her husband's friend who had come to visit her in Christmas. He wished her and handed over the tin box containing husband's last letter to her. That moment her eyes were lit up with recognition, joy. The author explained that he had come to visit her as he brought a Christmas present, but she was so engrossed in her own thoughts, she didn't even bother what he was explaining. Okay. So the author explained that he had come to visit her as he brought a Christmas present for her and explained about the roll-top desk. Her eyes were filled with tears. She assumed that the author was her husband, but not so. Actually, it was not so. Asked him to sit beside her. Yes, her eyes were filled with tears, tears of happiness. Yes, she also said that she prepared a nice Christmas cake, marzipan and all that she had prepared earlier for her husband. So the story ends with a note that Mrs. Macpherson mistook the author for a long-awaited husband. Yeah, what is the conclusion? What is the conclusion? That best Christmas present in the world conveys to students a moral lesson that war only brings what? Sadness, pain to mankind. Soldiers who fight a war and get killed in it lose their family, their near ones, loved ones. Therefore, countries should follow the path of peace to attain happiness and harmony. So countries should follow path of peace to attain happiness and harmony among people in the world. So children, that's all for this session. Thank you. Now before I finally say goodbye to you, I want you to go through the lesson, read it again and again so that you're thorough with the lesson, children. Okay. So this is your assignment. You have to read the lesson again and again. Try to understand the meanings of the difficult words. Okay? Write down the meanings in your notebook. Goodbye. Have a nice day.